What's up, fellow energies piloting these crazy flesh suits? I guess let's just jump on in. So I feel today I'll talk about, I guess, two things. As I'd say stability and value. So with stability, I guess I get a lot of people when I talk to them about how I go about things and traveling out of the van and just pretty much just winging things. They would say, oh, I couldn't do what you're doing because I need stability, security, or whatever else. So I totally get that. I mean, having a regular 9 to 5 job or just something consistent is, I'm sure, a lot more comfortable. But then how I think about things is that I feel we're soaring on a rock through outer space, really no control or stability. I mean, the asteroid could come wipe us out, or, hell, we could even be in a simulation. Who knows? But, so when I look at it like that, it's almost like I really have no reason to not do whatever it is I feel deep down I want to do, even if it's super uncomfortable or it's a lot harder than, my previous life where I had a $400 mortgage and everything was pretty easy and comfortable. But it's something inside was like, you have to go get out there and see what you can see while you're still here. I mean, I'm assuming it probably has a lot to do with being a fireman and being a police officer, at a pretty young age and being exposed to all the things that I've seen. So I guess to add on to that, when also people talk about stability, I also think, well, our bodies, our organs, we can't even tell our heart when to keep beating, your body not to produce cancer. So then that even adds to it even more to say, if we can't even control our own body and organs, and why would I or anybody else even feel like putting energy into controlling some other external sources? So that's my thoughts, on the word in terms stability and just that typical way of living and looking at things. So then when it comes to valuables or something that's valued to me, it goes back to, again, people would say, man, Adam, I'm super jealous that you get to go travel and see, really beautiful places and everything like that. And sure, it's great. I wouldn't have changed the path I'm on at all, even though I've definitely been through some pretty tough times. But whenever I look at it with, let's say, the earth being millions of years old, so that means millions of people before me, I'm sure, have seen the same things I've seen. They're going to see the same things after. Climbing cables of Half Dome, Zion, coast of Oregon, like being out in the ocean with whales, all that stuff is mega incredible. But then when I sit back and I think about the numbers between how many people are going to be able to do this, have done it, again, we'll do it down the road, I feel with those kind of percentages that are able to have that or obtain that, it kind of is becoming more lower on my value, even though I do still love seeing those things. But then I think about what is valuable, and from all this journey on the 35 years and seeing everything I've seen and been through, I would say what has been the most very elusive, rare occasion is just having that deep, you would say, spiritual aura, soul connection with another human. It could be a lover, or it could be just for a person you're acquaintances with, friends, that it's almost just like a timeless feeling that it's almost indescribable. It's just whenever you're around a bunch of people, and then just with me, 35, only having maybe 6 people total, where I felt a super deep connection, like I've could have known them for lifetimes. And I don't know if I've tapped into some sort of like emotional maturity or awareness where I could sit here and sense those things, which I do claim to be an empath, and I feel those things, I guess, a lot deeper than a lot of the average. But so with that, if it's been me across the country tons, having tons of encounters with people throughout my whole life, and then to say only 7 people I felt super attached to or drawn to, like almost instantaneously, I would say almost that would have to be for me the most valuable thing, because I can't just go in a bar, go tap some girl or even a guy on the shoulder and be like, hey man, we're going to have a super spiritual connection. Or go look for some hunt in like South Africa and be like, yo, I want to hunt this elusive, soul connection. You can't do it. So all these places I could drive to and buy tickets to, it's kind of loses its fire once you know that, for me at least, there's going to be tons that will see it and have seen it. But then once two people, or even most people, are around each other, one or the other either leaves, never comes back, leaves the earth, I feel wholeheartedly then that energy and connection hasn't been done before with those same circumstances. It's never going to be duplicated with the exact same setup. So at the end of the day, that right there just makes me feel like truly, which is going to be hard to beat, that would be the most valuable thing to me, on top of all these materials and sites that I've seen. So, I guess that being said, I guess this would be the end of your first, Adam talk. And I guess I'll catch y'all later. Good night.